What is popping, as they say? It is week 8. The season is coming to a close, and we are heading into this week at 7-0. Things are going well. Team has really performed. Play has, well, I don't know. We'll see. Just because I don't ever like play on ladder as much anymore. I would typically do Ranbats anyway, but just all the the changes, the tier shifts and everything have really it's just been too chaotic for me. I don't know how anybody plays on ladder, to be honest, at all. Considering, or well, not at all, but like, I mean, just right now, because once things settle down, I think that, hopefully Scarlet and Violet will be at least as good as Sword and Shield. I actually have never played competitive before Sword and Shield, but I found Sword and Shield's OU metagame to be just fine. Scarlet and Violet's unplayable. But yeah, so we'll see if we can get some practice in towards the end of January, maybe. Depends if they do that. Well, I guess it doesn't, because I'd only be playing Ranbats, really. Maybe, I don't know. I've been invited to maybe do a live with somebody, so we'll see. But yeah, we're going into week 8 here, and we're playing Let G, who is the son of Jet Li. Very cool to have him in the league. And his team is extremely threatening, and he also has a winning record. So this is definitely not the easiest matchup to go into. Basically, Bax is a real monster. So if we can dedicate a lot of resources to that, which I'm thinking I'm going to want some speed to deal with like a +1 Bax, because that will also help us with Inteleon. And so what we're going to be rocking with here is a Scarf Pheasantipede. Just going to be, physical, have because it's got natural bulk anyway on the special side, so it can switch into Latios pretty easily. Unlikely to Psychic into a lot of my Pokemon. Well, maybe. I don't know. Especially ones I'm bringing, so maybe scratch that. Yeah, at any rate, should be good. And we've also got a Scarf Zoroark here with Tera Blast, Tera Steel. Now, what is that good for? It's good for bopping Ninetales. Will OHKO that. I think it OHKOs that even if Veil is up. You didn't. I could double check that, but nah. Well, what big deal. We'll also do a ton of damage to Bax. It actually does not OHKO, but Bax has a lot of ways of taking chip. Ice Body would certainly be annoying with Bax, thinking that with my Cinderace, well, if he's smart, he would bring Ice Body, but I don't know. I'll just tell you, in the game, he does not bring Ice Body, and he should have. Yeah, Latios is over here, also a huge threat, and especially like with Scarf or something, because it's just so powerful. And we are really weak to Dragon, and he has Double Dragon, basically. Landorus can generally be dealt with by Gliscor. It's actually a decent Gliscor matchup, because with Spadef, which I'm bringing, it can also deal with H-Slash pretty well. Deals, of course, with this guy, Salazzle. I love that Pokemon. I act like I forgot his name. Obviously, like, pretty much everything else can have like ice coverage, and even Landorus with Weather Ball. But outside of weather, outside of hail or snow, It just is a really good check to Landorus here, and Aegislash, and you. So it deals with 4 Pokemon really easily on the team, and it can be taken advantage of. But I'm thinking that if Bax comes in on a Gliscor, then I can just go into Mola here, flip turn out, maybe knock off his loaded dice, play rough if he sets up a sub, and also really good for Inteleon here. I don't think he's likely to be electric Tera Blast, given that I have Goodra over here. I'm thinking he's almost certainly going to be ground or fighting, also got Cinderace here, which is just incredible. It can just switch into Ninetales, steal that Veil, do damage with Flare Blitz, which I also have the leftovers with Flare Blitz instead of Pyro Ball this week, because I'm just thinking that I actually I didn't really feel like I needed an item. I thought about Wide Lens could be fun, because I also am rocking High Jump Kick for Bax, and I was also thinking about running a Zen Headbutt for Salazzle and for Hitmontop, but Hitmontop is a little bit of an unmon. I had it last season in the CDL, and it really did not impress me. Really, been loving on the low tier fighting types, and just didn't do a lot. I discovered in prep this week that it has Baton Pass, and I was like, what? Why didn't I ever run that? But yeah, Salazzle, Zen Headbutt on Salazzle is nice, but especially because it walls Cinderace otherwise. Pretty much, I mean, we can do good damage because it's really bad defenses. Should be able to break sub every time anyway. But yeah, just going into Gliscor on a Salazzle makes a lot more sense anyway. Because even if Salazzle is slower than your Mon, you can always just do its sub cheese anyway. But and then just kind of as a fail-safe, we've got our Endure red card, Oricorio. Could be good if it finds an opportunity to set up Quiver Dances, but it kind of needs to hit her Hurricane also. He's super weak to fire, so secondary Ninetales check, secondary check to Alolan Sandslash, and yeah, also these two. It's more really just there to check backs ultimately. So let's go ahead and get into the battle. Basically what I was expecting for his 6th Mon here. I was kind of guessing Aegislash, I guess, but guess not. And I never saw Tangrowth in any mocks. I did more mocks than usual. Shout out to King Dozo YT, in addition to Doge, the noob, who is my usual prep partner. Hey Doge, what do you mean you pulled a Nassim with that's me on Discord, with leaving yourself in on a future site? I'm sure I've done that at some point, but I'm doing pretty well this season, my friend. So you can keep that one to yourself. Thank you very much. Anyway, looking at the team, I'm thinking that by the way, Zoroark is going to be Pheasantipity this week, because both are fast U-turners. They're Scarfers, and who knows, may get a little bit of Vortex out of it that it's going to be unknown. Like Illusion, actually unknown which Mon is which, perhaps. But yeah, Illusion is actually going to come into play this week, or at least I'm hoping that it will. Well, you'll see. But I'm thinking that, yeah, I don't see a reason not to lead Zoro here, because even if he leads something like Inteleon or Latios, which I can't OHKO, I can pretty easily switch into those with either Mola or Gliscor. I had been thinking about leading a Fez as well, but I just kind of like the idea of trying to catch Ninetales off the rip. And so that's what we're going to do. And indeed it is Ninetales. Now, he obviously can be scared of a poison type move. But I'm going to go ahead and Tera Steel and rip off a Tera Blast Steel anyway, because he's not going to go hard Inteleon into this regardless. So maybe we can take this Mon to start. No, he does go Landorus, but whoa, that does a lot of damage. And shoot, spoilers, because this was actually an interesting turn here, right on turn 2, because he could easily just go Inteleon here. He may not know if I'm Scarf yet or whatever. The fact that, you know, I am modest. If he's calking, he should know that I would not, you know, that modest is likely associated with Scarf, especially when he has a 110 speed Mon of his own. Pretty sure you could tell I'm modest if I'm to it going here. I'm not going to bother to run the calc myself. But I'm thinking that, you know, even if he does go Inteleon here, there's a good chance that he doesn't, for one thing, and then I can also just go Mola if he does. Plus, Chip is really important on Inteleon for later because I can't OHKO it with anything on the team. So if he gives me that Chip, that's really, really good for Fez and for Shadow Ball from Zoroark later. But he does go ahead and give us Landorus. Pretty nice. Maybe not the biggest threat to my team, to be honest. So, yeah, kind of setup fodder for Oricorio. Doesn't really do a whole lot except for just from the Mons I brought. You know, Cinderace is faster. It can't really threaten it, but you know, if you turn out. But at any rate, this is nice, obviously, but it's not, you know, the winning position right off the bat. He does go Inteleon here, but like I said, I can easily go Alamomola. He just scalds into my Assault Vest, doing nothing, doesn't get the burn. He goes Ninetales, because I guess he has to go into something. Doesn't want to just stay in there. I mean, he could have rolled for the Scald, but you know, it's natural to want to switch out. This is a Mon that may not need a whole lot of its health, I guess. But at any rate, I'm just gonna flip turn out, and I could have knocked Light Clay or something anyway. But I did that in prep, and I ended up getting less turns of my own Veil that way. So I don't know if that was really in my mind at that point, but you know, I thought just flip turn was just super easy. And we go ahead and we bring out our Tera Steel Zoro disguised as Fez again. That is very threatening into this team. Again, is he going to go hard Inteleon this time? That's what I'm going to predict. So I am going to Shadow Ball and catch Latios and do a huge amount of damage. Spit F Drop doesn't matter. At this point, I'm too scared of Scarf Aura Sphere. In fact, that may be why he went into this to begin with. So, yeah, Scarf on him, if he's timid, Scarf is going to be enough to knock me out. And I am modest Scarf, and with the tiniest bit of bulk as well. So I'm not going to risk it. I'm just going to go into my own Fez on hopefully an Aura Sphere or a coverage move. And yeah, I'm going to take enough, or take almost nothing from that because Fez is just so naturally bulky. That is what I was kind of alluding to earlier. Excuse me. But yeah, he wasn't going to Psychic into Zoroark here. He goes Bax here. Now, this is absolutely bonkers to me. I do not understand, because I could have easily just Play Roughed. And that's a 2-hit KO. He can't outspeed me with Scarf Bax. That's the whole point of my Scarf Fez here. It is a, I believe I'm Jolly Scarf, but at any rate, yeah, +1 Bax does not outspeed me. And so this is just weird, but I am simply going to U-turn out. I don't know if that was what he was predicting, because it would OHKO Latios from 43. And unfortunately, I do not get a Toxic, but I can just go back into my own thread. And this does 85 min, at least in no bulk, but... Huh. Hold on, let me run this. This one I am going to run. This one I am going to run. Yes, Pheasantipity, it is clearly you. And here's Bax. And my Tera Blast Steel, like I said, is going to do 85. That was pretty irresponsible of me, because I really need these Scarfers. And by all rights, he could have stayed in. So perhaps it would have been better to go Cinderace here. I have to make a note of that. Yeah, that I have misplayed. Oh no! No, it's actually just very bad to misplay at any point. I don't want to make any mistakes. The general who makes no mistakes wins, or whatever. I think that may actually be it. But yeah, that was not positive what I was exactly thinking. Going into Fez here instead of Cinderace, but yeah, you know what I was thinking? I just realized I ran into Scarf Backs earlier in this in my preps, and so that was kind of fresh in my mind that I wanted to go into you to guarantee that I outspeed that. But he is just going to switch out. He's going to catch as a break, and we are going to claim 50% off another Mon. Now I do not want to eat a Mach Punch. So my idea, was to go Gliscor and then into Mola on the Scout for Triple Axle. And then I dumbly was like, oh, well, I have Protect. You know, Protect is pretty free as well. Was thinking there was the same difference. But in fact, he brings out Ninetales here on my Protect. And for the first time this game, I am in an awkward spot. However, wait, I'm gonna just go hard Cinderace. Yeah, and he just veils up like I would predict. Probably doesn't want to just, willy-nilly ice move into Gliscor, but it's not like we had an incentive to stay in. Do I have Toxic? No, I have Knockoff, but yeah, I could have gotten Rocks Up or something, which would actually be pretty nice. Very nice, but don't want to bother. And going Cinderace is clearly the better move. Less risk and, tons of reward. Gimme that. Give me that. And we're going to go into you on the fighting move. Then since we became a normal type, going to do nothing. And I'm going to go ahead and play rough. He no longer has any switch-ins to that. I guess he could go into Ninetales again, but Snow is going to stop so he can't get his own Veil up on that turn. And, ooh, I did not expect him to be ground for actually. I didn't expect him to be ground at all, but I really didn't expect him to be Scarf. I really thought he was going to be fighting for some reason. I just thought that... I don't know. I thought maybe it's just I'd ran Shuka one too many times, and that he would recognize that, but I don't know. Not everybody does that much scouting. Especially since the replays have been down and you can't really do that much these days in draft. Hopefully they all come back soon enough. They said it was going to be a month. I don't know if it's been quite a month yet, but I think it's been like 3 weeks. So, and I still haven't been able to get all my replays back, but it's 3 whole years. And don't know what my oldest one is at this point. But at any rate, he's going to hit me with Tera Blast Ground. And it looks like that would not even have killed through Veil, so that's really nice. It's not like he has any rocks to come up afterwards at any point either. So yeah, we're gonna eat that up. But we do get lucky. I did not consider Scarf and Teleon with Tera Ground, but it does make a lot of sense considering I have Regieleki. And Regieleki is just that scary of a Mon, even though it wasn't the best end of this matchup because he has so many resists with his dragons and a Tangrowth. However, in prep it was not actually that bad because with Explosion and Life Orb, it was killing everything as a failsafe that I needed it to. It was definitely a failsafe option for backs, but I think I had better ones over here. But yeah, and we are going to connect with Play Rough. We're getting a little too lucky with Play Rough for my taste, to be honest. I'm just waiting for a really crucial one to fail, but you know, there's ways to think about that and mitigate that. Like on this turn, I know that it's just not going to kill. Play Rough is not, and I don't really want to rely on the Toxic. I think I have other options. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just do what I've mostly been doing when I've been in more awkward spots, like with Gliscors. And I'm going to go ahead and go into Mola. He SDs up. I have the Royal Veil. I'm nice and safe, and I'm EV'd to take this +2 loaded dice Scale Shot, which is coming in. Ooh, he gets a nasty crit. So it's not going to be a 2-hit KO because of that, you know, crit, but I don't know. Would it be? Don't think so, but at any rate, yeah, I can just flip turn out. Oops. So this was a really bad play. Obviously, you know, Knock looks attractive because you can reduce his damage output with the loaded dice. However, this gives him an opportunity to Scale Shot again, and at that point, he outspeeds my Scarfers. That is not ideal. Obviously, I do have Oricorioles, the failsafe in the back, but again, that's just a failsafe, and it will not work if he's the final Mon. So it's a one-time thing, and plus, it requires a sack for me to get it in, or for me to flip turn into it. So technically, I could do that. I don't really want to lose Mola. Obviously, I don't want to lose anything, but Mola is still good into like a triple axle from Hitmontop, or I don't know, something from Gladio, some AV after all. Yeah, so we do Knock, and it's actually pretty good chip at 27, and I was able to ascertain that he is standard. I believe, yeah, he's just the one in the builder here with the adamant. No bulk. Well, here, I'm here. Might as well double check. Knock. -1 defense. Checking that. Yeah. In fact, it looks like it's a fairly high roll on 0 bulk. So if he had any bulk at all, then it would have even been a more extreme roll. So he's looking very normal with his spread here. I don't know if he's trying to outspeed Ace at any point, or how much thought he put into his EVs. I never understand people who don't put thought in their EVs. I know it's hard, but that's the most fun part of draft for me. I mean, look at these. Look at these. Do you think this was really necessary on this Mon? Like, some of these are pretty normal, and this a little less, but yeah. Look at this. I didn't even use this Mon yet this game. Perhaps I do, we'll see. But at any rate, I'm going to make a really good play here, in my opinion, and just go hard Fez to prevent him from speed boosting again. And if he wants to do something else for whatever reason, which I doubt he does, then if he knocks out Fez, then I'm going to be able to take care of it with Zoroark afterwards. And indeed, he does Scale Shot, and I think it's worth the risk. I did a lot of risk assessment here, actually, to Play Rough. I double checked because my show decks was telling me that Poison Jab actually killed, and we have the same thing up here. This is not telling me that Poison Jab kills. I think it was telling me that it did like 50 to 60 or something, but it just doesn't, right? Like, it's, yeah, he didn't lower his defense again because Scale Shot didn't go off, so I am not positive what it thinks there, but Poison Jab should never kill. Obviously, I could get a Toxic Chain activation, but that is not going to work. And again, if I do lose Pheasantipity to a Play Rough miss, I can simply go Zoroark, and his attack is 100%. And in general, I should have the tools to win at this point without Pheasantipede. I was also thinking about Latios, but yeah, I have U-turn on Cinderace, and on Zoroark should be able to take that out as well. Yeah, so it was a little risky risking Fez when Latios was still here, but it was unlikely that Latios was going to be able to clean up the entire game at this point. It would have to be Scarf to get over Zoroark, and then it is likely not going to beat Mola. Oricorio has the opportunity to Quiver Dance on it if it ever wants to go for Draco Meteor. Even if it has Ice Beam, Gliscor can at least scout for that. And plus, I'm full Spadef, so may not kill. I don't know. I could run the calc, but there's no point because I am just going to play rough, and it's going to connect. Again, a little scaring me with the good fortune here. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and take out his biggest threat, which is Bax. At this point, the game is pretty much clean. I want to keep Pheasantipede for Latios. Also, just because this is, just the better play. Going to go ahead and just Flare Blitz. We can always U-turn out on Latios if he wants to go for that, and if he wants to take my Cinderace out, that is okay as well. We have other ways of dealing with Ninetales at this point. I mean, if he wants to take out a Cinderace, being a Scarf Latios like I was afraid of. But yeah, at any rate, this Rocky Helmet is fucking me up a little bit, but it's okay. I know I'm going to live, and I can even go for the second hit to pick off Hitmontop. Let him get the Mach Punch in. And like I said, we'll just go ahead and go for the U-turn on this. And we are indeed faster. He is not Scarf, so we're going to pick that off. And it is GG at this point when we do go ahead and we get this really fun Tera Blast Steel Oko on Ninetales. You don't see Tera Blast Steel very often, but Steel was useful also because it actually lived. Here, I'll show you. It lives +1 Adamant Bax Icicle Spear. I promise it does. I promise. Yep, 99.6, and Scale Shot's the same thing. Of course, that is only a 4 roll, 4-hit roll rather than a 5-hit. But what can you do? We didn't need more speed than this anyway. This is enough speed to. What is this enough speed for? It's specifically enough speed for something or other on the team. Scarf. Landorus if you wanted to do that for whatever reason, but it was something like +2 Sand Slash, I think, or Slush Rush, Sand Slash. But yeah, so now we are 8-0, and we got a very nice, very clean 6-0. I think we played really well, and it's really fun to play offensively with this team that people, we're calling stall. Yeah, I have one Mon that is, a traditional setup sweeper in Oricorio. I do have, Nasty Plot and SD on these guys, and Fez can set up as well, but, when you think of, an archetype, we've only got one archetypical setup sweeper. Of course, Gliscor can also set up. I had looked at that set some more this season, and that could be fun. I don't know if Alamola can set up. That could be fun. But at any rate, we just basically positioned well, hit him, and had a lot of speed with our Scarfs. So yeah, 8-0 is really nice. Next week, of course, is the biggest challenge of the season, which the whole season has been building to. Agency His Own, with his Ludicolo team topping the UU ladder and making it into a Pokemon video, which is very cool. Congratulations to him. He has one loss on the season, but he is still just a goober threat, and again, the biggest threat to me. So we are just going to have to play well. He does not have Ludicolo on his draft squad. I don't know, just wanted to clarify that, I guess. But yeah, it is going to be from here on out, things get really serious, and gonna have to do something to keep off the rust in the bye week. Maybe just a lot of preps. Could be fun. Yeah, gonna try and win the gold this time around. So goodbye.